Guess what happens when an IMAF world champion makes his debut in MMA against a guy with only 2 wins? Yeah, it's not too pretty. And does anybody remember this guy who was supposed to make a UFC debut back in 2019? Well, we found out what he's doing now. And along with amazing knockouts, we've got some submissions from this week that you will not want to miss. And these videos wouldn't be possible without the help of Caposa, so head on over to Twitter and give him a follow for more weekly regional MMA violence. What is going on, everyone? It's the Casual, Lawton Veerkant, and this is Caposa's Corner. Kicking us off this week, we are going to Brave CF 55 in Russia, where they were busy, and we have 3 fights to show you. For the first, we have a middleweight bout that sees Gadzhimurad Magomedov, who is making his pro debut, and he is the gentleman we referenced earlier who's an IMAF world champion from 2019. And he's taking on Jabrail Aidamirov, who only has a 2-0 pro record. And starting us off strong, we are just 45 seconds into this fight, and Magomedov is about to have some people remember his name.
Oh, big shot over the top from Gadzhimurad. Now landing big strikes. This could be the end of it. And just like that, Gadzhimurad.
Now, yes, that overhand right, beauty. But look at this. As soon as he cracks him, Magomedov transitions to grappling before his opponent is even on the ground. That is just an insane amount of awareness he has. But Magomedov makes a fantastic MMA debut, securing his first win, and hopefully can use this momentum for some more in the future. For our second fight at Brave CF 55, we have a welterweight matchup between Andrei Bragovsky, sitting at an 8-4 record, and his opponent, Sergey Yaskovech, has a 13-8 record. This fight is actually a rematch from 6 years ago where Andre took the win via armbar, and as this fight only has 20 seconds left in the second round, can he secure another win, or is Sergey going to get his redemption?
It's Meldrick Taylor, and they big shot, he wobbled him! Sergey Yaskovech is pouring on the power now. What a shift in momentum in the second round of fight! Oh, this could be it! Oh, referee breaks it up!
And that's a check mark for Sergey getting redemption. These two were going at it, but Sergey clips him with this huge right hook, and then the swarm of hooks to the head and body force Andre down. And the ref has to call it off with just 7 seconds left in the round. What a performance and a rematch between these two, as Sergey gains this win, improves his record to 14-8, levels the score between these two to 1-1, and they might just have to make a trilogy fight happen after this. For the third and final fight we have at Brave CF 55, this is a lightweight fight that has Sam Patterson sitting at a 7-1-1 record, and he's up against Kamil Magomedov, who has a 13-1 record. We've got another second round bout here, as we are just past the halfway mark, and it is not looking good for Patterson as he gets his back taken, but somehow sneaks this guillotine in while standing, and even though Magomedov gives the thumbs up once it goes to the ground, is he gonna be able to hang on long enough?
To get those in place, it's just a little bit easier. Oh, this is unbelievable!
No, the answer was no. What a turn of events for Patterson, as he seems to be losing this fight, but by the grace of the MMA gods, he secures this guillotine, and that was the beginning to the end for Magomedov. What a win, as he gets this tap, improves his record to 8-1-1, and is now already being talked about fighting for the Brave CF lightweight belt for his next fight. Up next, we are going to Open Fighting Championship 11, also in Russia, where we have one fight. Here, we have a flyweight matchup with Gusein Kalikov, sitting at a 9-3 record, and across from him, we have Ruslan Beck, who has a 3-0 record. A typical first round finish, and I will say this literally every time there's one on here, but I just love a good head kick.
Oh, nice kick to Gusein, and it's over! It is over!
A head kick to send him down, and then about 5 unnecessary hooks to bounce his head off the canvas. Not quite sure what that ref was waiting for, but damn, Ruslan Beck gets this win just under 2 minutes, and Kalikov was down for about 2 minutes, but he did walk out of the cage with some help. But just a great display from Ruslan Beck as he keeps his record undefeated and gains his 4th win as a pro. Now we're gonna go pay a visit to ACA 131, still in Russia, where we have 2 fights, and the first is, of course, Caposa's KO of the week. This is another flyweight bout, and we have Ahmed Gaforov with a 12-2 record, and his opponent, Alan Gomez, has a 13-3-1. So, just 3 minutes into this fight, and this happens to Gomez.
It's outstanding, the amount of talent. Oh, leg
both connected. Yeah, it was a great stiff jab.
But, this is not where this fight ends, so we fast forward 2 minutes with just 15 seconds left, and he decides to do this.
The most damage you see on the
Yep, a straight right into a devastating left hook, and Azam just collapses to the canvas. Just a beautiful combination from Gomez just minutes after he was rocked and not looking like a comeback was even possible. But he gains this win, improves his record to 14-3-1, and gets to look back on this amazing highlight. For our second fight at ACA 131, we have a light heavyweight match that sees Artur Ostkov sitting at a 20-7 record, and he's taking on Ivan Shtyrkov with an 18-2-1 record. And this is the guy we mentioned earlier who had a UFC debut in 2019, made it all the way to the weigh-ins, then mysteriously was pulled due to an illness. Turns out that illness was a 2-year USADA suspension. Wonder why. Anyways, he's back in the regional scene now, and with just 10 seconds left in the first round, he is not slowing down.
looking very good. Against also lost. Big right hand. That's gonna be it. That's it. Yeah.
Sheesh, as if the overhand right wasn't enough, the ground hooks that literally bounce him off of the canvas sure were. The dude's definitely got some power in those hands, and hopefully that's due to skill, but either way, he gains the win and improves his record to 19-2-1. Moving on, we are going to Modern Fighting Pancration's Parus FC event in Dubai, where we have one fight. This is a bantamweight title fight that sees defending champion Denis Lavrentiev sitting at an 11-1 record, and his challenger, Jesse Arnett, has an 18-7 record. And fun fact, Denis is actually credentialed in judo, and his training partner is this guy you may have heard of, oh yeah, Petr fucking Yan. So that makes a little more sense as to why he's currently the champion. As we near the 4-minute mark of round 1, Denis's killer instincts are about to kick in. Dear Lord, as if the spinning back fist, well, more so spinning back forearm, wasn't enough, this slaughter fest on the ground went on arguably too long, but the ref finally stops it, and Justin is sitting there looking like he got hit by a train. What a finish and what a fighter. Denis now has a 12-1 record. We already mentioned his affiliation with Petr Yan, who, by the way, put the belt on him after this because he is still your Parus FC Bantamweight champion, and there's just no way a larger promotion isn't gonna get their hands on him soon. Next up, we're going to #1 MMA's second event ever in Brazil, where we have one fight. This is a featherweight matchup between Kyo Machado, who has a 13-6 record, and actually fought twice in LFA back in 2017, both of which were losses, and his opponent, Leandro Lima, is undefeated at 4-0. We are just 2 minutes into the second round, and who doesn't love a nice walk-off KO?
Chute baixo agora do Kyo Machado. Olha que cruzado,
Yeah, a right hook that killed him and a follow-up left hook that would have probably definitely killed him had it landed, and this fight is over. Just a great walk-off KO to get his third win in a row and improves his record to 14-6, and hopefully he can secure some more in his future. For our last event this week, we are going to visit our friends at Lux Fight League 18 in Mexico, where we have two fights. For the first, we have a lightweight bout that sees Polo Reyes with a 10-7 record, and a perfectly even 4-4 UFC record, which he gathered from 2015 to 2019 when he was in the organization. And he's up against Fernando Martinez, who has a 22-13-1 record, and actually had one Bellator fight back in 2016. So we've got a UFC veteran up against a guy with twice as many fights, but in more regional level of competition, so place your bets on how this one will play out.
And Martinez already has eaten a lot of body kicks too. There's another one.
Oh, wow!
This could be
Reyes
it.
is in trouble, and Martinez is about to pull the upset.
Wow.
And look at Reyes. All hard. He's back up, but a guillotine there
He might
from
get it.
Martinez.
He's
and
got
that's it.
Wow.
All the way from
Did you guess body kick by the regional guy into a guillotine forcing the tap? Yeah, definitely not the way I saw this one playing out, but hey, it's MMA. Martinez secures this win though in the first round, improving his record to 23-13-1, and he adds a pretty solid name to that resume. And for our last fight this week, we are still at Lux Fight League 18, where we have the main event lightweight title bout where defending champion Alessandro Costa, who has a 9-2 record, is trying to keep his status against Kike Gonzalez, the #1 contender who has a 10-2 record. This fight does make it all the way to the third round, but the whole way leading up to that was just a scrap with both guys going back and forth like they want that belt, probably because they do. But just over 1 minute into the third round, Gonzalez gets rocked and hunted down, only for this to happen.
Just trying to cover himself. He's chasing him.
Oh, he's
and
down.
This is it. This is it. Alessandro da Costa.
Kike Gonzalez is still defending well.
Wow. A lot of patience from the referee.
A ground and pound stoppage after an all-out war, and the ref has finally seen enough and calls this one off. Costa is now on a 5-fight win streak, has a record of 10-2, will most likely be getting a call from a higher up league here soon, and he is still your Lux Fight League lightweight champion. Once again, Caposa is the man, and these wouldn't be possible without him, so go give him a follow on his Twitter to show him some support, and you can also support him by going to his Patreon at patreon.com/Caposa. And a massive thank you to all of these amazing organizations for hosting these events year-round, and to the fighters, winners, and losers, and we will see you all on the next video. Peace!